big news. Sam Darnold got traded to the Panthers. Do you like that move?
Yeah, I love it. I like it for both teams, actually, because I think the Jets got the most out of it that they could. Because, like, in my opinion, I don't know where you guys stand. Like, I haven't seen a whole bunch of Sam Darnold. Like, I'm not going to lie. But, there's that one great sidearm throw. But besides that, like, some quarterbacks, like, I'll use Drew Lock as an example. He's at least shown some flashes. I haven't seen a lot of flashes from Sam Darnold. Like, I think he could be good. So I think it's worth a shot for the Panthers. They didn't really give up anything. And if you're the Jets, to get 3 picks, they're not first-round picks, obviously, but to get 3 picks from him, who's basically damaged goods at this point, I think that's just great. And
lock up a potential star quarterback in
Right.
Zach Wilson or Mac Jones or whoever they take.
And who knows what Sam Darnold is, because, like, he had to leave New York. Like, they were just going to eat him alive. So hopefully, he could be good with Carolina, and we'll see what happens. What are you guys thinking about it?
I like that trade a lot, actually. I think, I don't want to say, I think that's the easiest scapegoat is to say that if a quarterback's doing bad, you can blame it on where they're at. But, listening, we're just going to shout out to Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee took for everything. Now, they were saying that, I think it was, I don't want to say it was Ian Rapp or someone like that was saying that they were talking with people who worked within, like, the New York Jets, like, facility and just people around him and said he was just careless with the ball. But I wonder if that changes now that he's been traded to a team with already another starting quarterback. He's going to have to compete for that spot, or he might start, or he might just straight up come in the second half for him. I think this is kind of not necessarily like a wake-up call, but like in a sense it is kind of like you got to really get it together. We traded for you. We gave up this, we're bringing you to a team with pretty decent receivers, top 3 running back in the NFL, but other than that, I do like the trade. I think it's good for New York. They can ruin another quarterback's career. And I think it's good for Sam Darnold to have a fresh start in Carolina with an old teammate. I don't remember his name. That fast receiver, Robbie Anderson. Thank you. So, Eddie, what do you think about that trade at all? Any thoughts on that?
This is another situation where it's like hard to tell, just because it's like the organization might say something negative or whatever, though, but this organization, isn't really that good,
Right.
So it could be their fault and they just don't want to admit it, him being careless with the ball. There's like a million it could be him, or it could be the fact that this team doesn't really have like a real offense, so he's just kind of out there doing whatever, or he could actually just be that dumb. I don't know, but yeah, honestly though, the picks, I think those were, I don't know, I feel like that's a solid return especially from what you've seen from Sam Darnold, and he honestly though, where he went, that's a pretty good place, so it's like if you were secretly good, now is the time to show it, like you have to, or else I don't see him getting another chance in the NFL if this stint doesn't turn out good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point you made there. Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
I was going to say the Panthers are quietly, I thought they, their record wasn't the greatest, but they were in a lot of games, and they're kind of a good young team. They got a lot of talent offensively, and Matt Rule nearly went to the Jets and wanted to go there because of Sam Darnold. So that could be another piece that, he's going to a coach that maybe wanted him more. And we all kind of know Adam Gase, Ryan Tannehill left, had success without him. And he kind of seems like an idiot of a coach. Like, he hasn't been good anywhere. So hopefully Darnold can get away from him and be good like Tannehill was or is.
Hopefully we see that. I wish the best for those quarterbacks. We got Carson Wentz to the Colts, and we have Matthew Stafford to the Rams. I think, personally, I like both of those moves. I think both of them have been under a lot of scrutiny in their careers, and Carson Wentz especially these past few years, battling injuries and being on a team that's just not great. They did win a Super Bowl. That team was good. That was a crazy good run. But other than that, I mean, they haven't had really anything great going for them offensively, defensively. Now he's on a team with probably the best offensive line in the NFL, a top 5 defense, I think, and better weapons on that team, especially with Matthew Stafford. He's got a top 5, probably the best defense in the NFL, and a really good offense to work with. I'm curious to hear what you guys might think with both of those quarterbacks on those teams. Do you like them? Do you not? Do you think those teams are going to be threats? Do you think they're going to be mediocre? Just curious to hear what you guys think. Maybe
Stafford, I've always thought he's a great quarterback, very underrated. You know, we've all heard that now with him going to Los Angeles, but I think if he couldn't be better than Goff, who McVay didn't even want to play at the end of the year, I would be shocked. And he's pretty much the quarterback he's always wanted, you know, tough, you know, can literally make every throw and can throw it downfield. And with Goff, you're pretty limited to pretty much play action.
Mhm.
And anytime you get pressure in Goff's face, like we saw with the Patriots, they destroyed him in the Super Bowl. So I think it's a great move for the Rams. They're going to love him. You know, they're in cap hell, but when you have the opportunity to go win a championship, windows are small, and why miss your window with this team? So I love it. And then with Wentz, I'm not ready to give up on Wentz just because he's shown too much, in my opinion. Like, I'm willing to just say last year was just a weird year with COVID and everything, you know, drafting a quarterback. He's kind of been injury riddled these last couple of years. So, you know, I'm willing to give him a break. You know, he didn't have anyone out there. Like, Alshon Jeffrey isn't even like a good receiver anymore, but like, he's probably their best receiver and he didn't even play at all. So he didn't have any weapons out there. Goddard, Ertz missed a ton of time. No offensive line help. Defense was terrible. And I like him going to Phillip Rivers has looked done to me for 3 years, and he looked decent last year in the Colts offense. Like, if Wentz couldn't do half of that or even more, I would be super shocked.
Surprised as well, yeah.
I think Wentz is a really good quarterback, honestly. So hopefully he works out. But we'll see. What do you think, Eddie? Or Liam, whoever?
No, yeah, take it away.
Okay. You know, T.Y. Hilton. First with him though. You know, he is a good receiver and all that though. However, he is getting up there in age. So, I do feel like he'll definitely start to get worse. Not many receivers are really that good going into their 30s, So yeah, and then Carson Wentz. Yeah, I don't know about him though. It's not the Eagles were that good, to be honest with you, last year, and I don't really think he can be that quarterback, like that star quarterback anymore, just because just all the injuries he's had over the years. I feel like those are definitely shown. So unless he can really recover from that though and play like a star quarterback though, I don't really think he's that player anymore. But yeah, honestly, we just have to wait till next season though.
Right. Yeah. I think that I think both will be pleasant surprises. I know a lot of people don't think Matthew Stafford's good, but only because he's been on that Lions team. So who knows? I think we'll see some shine from him. I hope we do. I am a big fan of Matthew Stafford, and I am a big fan of that Rams team, mainly because I do like defenses. And I feel that defense is going to be good, and that offense is going to be equally as good. And man. So if you guys have faith in the Rams, where do you see them falling? Maybe in record-wise or playoff-wise, do you think that this team is championship ready, or do you think that they're a weapon away or not quite there yet?
They're championship ready, to me, in my opinion, because they were in that playoff game against the Packers. Like, a few plays go different. They have a better quarterback. They probably go to the NFC Championship game. And then one more thing on Wentz in the Colts. I didn't like that they didn't really go sign anyone besides T.Y. They brought him back weapon-wise. Didn't love that. And then with Wentz, I don't think he has to be the star. He just has to be decent for them to win, honestly, because that's probably the best defense in the NFL, or one of the best. There's no holes on that defense. Yeah. I think you can't say that about a lot of teams. And then the Rams, obviously, as a Seahawks fan, I hate the move of Matthew Stafford into the division because he's a stud. And McVay, if he can get Goff there, I think he can definitely get this team. And they found their Gurley replacement, Cam Akers. He came on at the end of the year and looked really, really good. So I think they can do it. What do you think, Eddie?
I don't know about championship ready. It might take them a season to really become championship ready, but they're definitely contenders. Like, you cannot deny the fact that they're contenders. By that I mean, like, if they win a Super Bowl, I don't, don't know if I would choose them to win or anything, you know. But I do think they're contenders for sure, just because now it's like on defense, obviously, you know, you got your defensive X factor, you know. But now in offense, you finally got an offensive X factor with Matthew Stafford, you know, because he's you know he's got if he wasn't in Detroit these last like you know 12 years or whatever, you know, you could have maybe had like Patrick Mahomes like fame, you know,
He could, yeah.
yeah, if he was just in a bigger market, you know, but yeah, no, honestly though, I mean, I'm a Seahawks fan too, and I'm not too happy with this though, but you know, I do feel like this team they're gonna win like 13, 14, 15 games next season.
Wow.
You know, and yeah, so I just high hopes for this team for sure, and I feel like everyone should be having pretty high expectations for this team.
I think you guys both nailed it. I'm tossed up. I do think that they're championship ready. I'm sold on that defense alone. But that's going to be a tough division. Very tough division.